everybody, it's Gunpla. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thanks for the introduction, my little friend Shar right here. And today, as you can see, I'm pretty much decked out in my favorite Shar t-shirt. I'm going to be reviewing the Hyaku-Shiki. But before we get started, I want to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of my channel, HGUC.com. I'm going to have the link down in the description below. And if you like shopping on there, don't forget to use my code Gunpla to save yourself 10% off your total order. Now, let's get into the goods of the video. As you guys know, or might not know, I am a huge Char fan. I pretty much think he's such a cool character. How he is kind of, you know, somewhat of a sociopath, I think he is, because I mean he just kills people, but he is such an interesting character. He's one of my favorite ones. I prefer him way more over Amuro, but anyways, I digress, so that's another video for another time. I today am going to be reviewing this little guy right here, the Hyaku-Shiki high grade. I always wanted to get into this guy, but I never got the chance to build him. I don't know why, because every time I've been in Japan, like I was there when the master grade, the 2.0 was released, and I mean they were like promoting him hard, especially at Yodobashi where I tend to buy all my model kits. They had just stacks and stacks of the Hyaku-Shiki, and I'd look at it and be like, I don't know, like meh. And I don't know why. It's like maybe because of the design of the mobile suit is so kind of like radical to me, because it's completely, it's not, definitely not your Zaku, and of course you guys know I'm obsessed with Zakus. I have probably like way too many of them in my backlog built. So I looked at this and the Hyaku-Shiki and I was like, meh, like it doesn't really intrigue me too much. But I was like, you know what, let me get the high grade and see, you know, what the fuss is about. And I actually really enjoyed the build. Let me show you the box before I continue talking. So here is the box art, looking super epic. I love it. It has tones of purple in the back and I just think it's so freaking cool. Here are some of the side pictures. You can see the different poses you can put the kit in, some information. One side, the other side with more information on the model, and lastly, the last side. So that's it for the box. Let's take a closer look at the model itself. Alright everybody, so let's take a look at some of the accessories that come in the kit. You get this bazooka right here. Pretty interesting design. I'm not really a fan of this little piece, how it looks. However, it does help it attach onto the backpack because it's going to go on right like this. But it's a pretty interesting design. Kind of boring to me, but you know, I mean, it is a high grade. It does have a little bit of detail here and here that you could color in to make a little bit nicer. Pretty thin as well. But I mean, you know, it's okay, you know, not terrible. Next one here is the beam rifle cannon. I like this one a lot. I like the tubing right here. I probably make it look a little bit nicer, maybe with like a metallic red right here and painting the gun like a gunmetal color or perhaps a silver. Haven't decided yet, but I like the shape. Here are your beam sabers, a little non-traditional. They have somewhat of a, I don't even know what this trumpet looking thing. Now be careful when you do put this on, as you can see from mine. I didn't put it in the right way and I can't get it on any further because I've stressed the plastic. I'm a little scared to remove it off of this, but anyways, this little piece right here, you can pop him on and off and connect the saber right here. This little piece will go into his little butt and that's how he can hold on to his little beam sabers. Here are the two beam sabers that you get in the box. You get two sets of stickers. Here is the first one. And the second one. You get a different options for the eyes. I like the first one right here, which is what I have on the kit. And again, some other little stickers for the rest of the kit. Now, I am a little disappointed in terms of the hands. You don't get a lot of options. You have two closed fists and two of the holding fists for the weapons. Again, my favorite are the open hand ones, but like I said, I can't complain. Overall, I like the kit, but I just wish you had a little bit more options for the hands. Alright, so let's take a look at the articulation of the kit. He has a pretty decent range of motion at the head. You can look up and down, right and left. Now he can't fully turn the head more than this because as you can see, his cheek part hits the, I am struggling with my words today, hit his little inner chest piece. So unfortunately he can't look much further than that, which is kind of annoying, but I mean, still looks great, so whatever. Here his shoulder can move up and down, forward and backwards. He does have a full bend at the elbow. Can't go much further than that. His wrist is on a little socket and ball joint, so it can move in all different kinds of positions. He has a very little bit of, this beam is coming off. He has a little bit of motion at the knot, but as you can see, if you try to give him an ab crunch, it pops right on off. So I'm just gonna do it without it. As you can see, he has a little bit of an ab crunch, not too much, but again, mine always keeps popping off as soon as I try to get any kind of motion out of there. Okay. So, as for the knees, they can bend almost all the way back. Really, very great range of motion right here. They can move forwards, they can swivel forwards and backwards. And at the ankle, it can go about that far forward, that far backward. And again, this is on a hinge, not hinge, a little ball and socket, so it can go about this far and about that far. I wish that it could go a little further out, but you know, if you do, it's just gonna pop right on out. And again, there's no range of motion right in here, so you can't bend the feet forward like you can in the real grades, which is a little bit of a bummer, but again, it's a high grade, so you know, you kind of expect that in a high grade. Oh, in terms of the little skirts, they are joined, so you can't cut them down the middle if you like for more motion. These are also articulated. They can move up and down. The back one does not move. However, this backpack is kind of cool because you see these things are on a ball joint, so they can move all, they can move all around, and you have tons, you can put this in tons of different positions. To me, they're a little bit of annoying because as you can see, they're always popping off on me when I try posing him, but it's okay, it's just a little bit of a nuisance. And that's it in terms of the articulation of the kit. And before I forget, let me show you how this bazooka goes on to his backpack. So you see just a little slot right here and this weird looking piece right here. It's gonna slide right in there. You can get it on there. It's kind of weird looking at the camera while I'm doing this. And there you go. So he can equip his weapons to the little backpack, which I think is a pretty neat feature because I kind of like the way it looks with this, you know, bazooka popping out in the back. So let's do a little bit of size comparisons. Here he is standing right now next to the high grade Leo, the real grade crossbone. Just get him stand, and next to the heavy arms master grade. So again, not very tiny, pretty decently sized high grade, as you can tell from the high grade Leo. So for my overall thoughts about this kit, I actually really enjoyed him a lot. At first, the kind of yucky yellow that he is, that puke gold, I was like, oof. I mean, that's what mostly kept me from even building this guy ever, was that just kind of horrid yellow color. But as I was building him, it kind of actually grew on me, and I actually don't mind the yellow color. Now, I am going to be painting him. I asked you guys on my Instagram what colors, you know, should I paint him as, between like a metallic pale gold or a metallic red. I'm actually gonna go with metallic red because that's what you guys, you know, mostly said in the comments that I should do a metallic red on him. One thing that was a pleasant surprise for me was that most of the parts on this kit were undergated. So that's pretty nice because as you can see, there's not a lot of nub marks on him. Very, very few nub marks, which is gonna be nice if you do plan on painting him because that's just one step less that you have to deal with. And if you're not gonna paint him, he overall looks nicer without all the nub marks. As you can see, there's one right here at the red, oh my god, I can't talk today, at the heel of his foot. There's just a few little other ones scattered about because this guy was, again, I think it was a P Bandai that was released that's all gold. So that's probably why Bandai, of course, undergated him. But anyways, again, so that's a plus for me, is the fact that a lot of his pieces are undergated. And another plus is that there's not many seam lines, as you can see on the kit itself. So again, if you plan on customizing him, just one thing less that you're gonna have to deal with. Very, very few seam lines. So, you know, the kit looks pretty clean in my eyes. Now, one thing that I wish he had was just, you know, it's because I'm so used to, like, now that I've gotten into some of the real grades and the newer high grades, is he kind of looks a little bland to me, as in the fact that there's not much surface detail. So that's one thing I kind of wish he had more of, is a little bit more surface detail again, but that is fixable if you just do your own custom panel lines. Another positive for him is the fact that he's really, really posable. My only grievance is just this little ankle piece right here. I kind of wish it was a, I'm trying to think what is the ones that I tend to like. You know, the ones that you can just kind of bend the foot much forward, inwards. I don't know if I'm explaining this right. I just feel like when I try to pose them in certain positions, I tend to, you know, the ankle piece kind of just pops off. So it's kind of annoying, but overall it's pretty good with him. You can get a pretty decent bend out that joint, as you can see in the pose I have him in here. He's able to pull that off just fine. Another thing that he kind of lacks is right here. There is no form of bend there, no articulation. So you can't pull off, you know, any kind of like foot crunches, is like I like to call them, because of course he doesn't have that there. Another issue I had with him is his head movement. Because of the way that his chest is shaped, his head kind of can't fully make a 360. So this is the furthest I'm able to get his head, because as you can see, it hits his little chest piece right there. So overall, I give him a 10 out of 10. He's definitely worth it. I absolutely love the kid. And if you're thinking about getting him, I say go for it, because honestly, it's a pretty good price. I see him anywhere from, you know, $15 to $25. So if you can get him on a sale, I say go for it. If you get him at 25 bucks, go for it too. I think he's an awesome high grade. I had a great time building him because he's a little bit different from your traditional, you know, Gundam model kits. I really liked how, you know, all the tubing he has here and the details. I just thought overall he was pretty cool looking, and it's just a different build from your typical Gundam build. Alright guys, that's it for the review. I highly recommend this high grade. I usually recommend the origin lines to people who first want to get into building Gundams, because I get so many comments on my videos like, hey, I want to start building but I don't know what kit to get. I usually recommend the high grade revive of the RX-78-2 or any of like the Zaku origin kits, because I think they're amazing. But honestly, I think this guy falls in line to, you know, he's affordable, he's priced reasonably well. And I think would make a awesome kit to start off on. I just think he's so cool. He can pull off so many cool poses. Doesn't have too much in terms of accessories, but that's okay. And I will be painting him. I did kind of, not a poll, but I asked on my Instagram, you know, what I should paint mine, and the overall answer was metallic red. So I will be painting him kind of a candy / metallic red. I'll probably film my process of painting him, and I'll put it up so you guys can see what I do and the steps I take. I'm currently in the middle of painting my mega size RX-78-2. I'm not gonna tell you what color I'm painting, it's a surprise, but I am filming how I'm doing that, so I probably will be uploading that to my channel when I come back from Japan, because it does take, you know, there's pieces so big and it's a lot of work, but I will be showing you guys the process on what I did in my process of painting him. So anyways, I hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know down below in the comments what other kits you'd like me to review for you guys. All right, now see you guys around for the next video. Adios.